Hi Pisces, this is your homework family reading for July 1st through the 15th, all Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Pisces signs. Now, I don't know how else to say this, but I feel like this reading is very much coming in for like two separate readings. And I feel like it's more for split down the middle, for like those who have been really working on themselves. And let me put it this way, Pisces, you guys are universally the universal 12th house. So automatically you all have a lot of secrets, whether you mean to or not. It just comes with being a Pisces. You're very compassionate, you're very loving, but at the same, you're spiritual soulfully, but at the same time, you are that universal 12th house, so you have a lot of secrets hidden within. And you have hope, because you're ruled by Neptune. You have hope sometimes where hope shouldn't be. And what I mean by that is you guys are easily taken advantage of because you want to believe in people that sometimes you shouldn't. And sometimes that does work out for you, and sometimes it doesn't. I think more often it doesn't. But I feel like being universally that 12th house right now, I'm being pulled into two readings. One is upside down and one's right side up. And what I mean by that is those who have been working on who they are soulfully, spiritually, really, truly digging deep, then you're more right side up. And those of you who are more unconscious is part of your subconscious still. And you still have those secrets in the closet, the skeletons in the closet hiding that you don't want to admit, you don't want to deal with. You are the ones that I'm sorry, but I'm saying it that way, upside down. And I feel like Spirit is definitely dealing with upside down first. But I could be wrong. Now, as I started the reading, Spirit first gave me the elephant. So this might go for a little bit of everybody. And then I'll go into more of the upside down. They're giving me the elephant, and I believe that, for me, the elephant stands for the heart chakra, for one. But it stands for a different level of unconditional love, with wisdom, with maturity, with soulfulness. And it's not the same kind of wisdom that you get with a transformation, like birth, death, rebirth. Like when you're talking about animals like the owl, and they're going through a transformation. This is a different kind of unconditional love, and the wisdom and the maturity that goes with it. Okay, the elephant, that's how I usually, when the elephant is brought to me, that's how it resonates. But if I go into like what the spirit guide medicine says, it says, when it tramples into your life as a spirit guide, it is time to seek harmony within the herd. If it is a totem, it is teaching you when to be the leader or to carry the leadership of the tribe. And as a power animal, it is telling you when you need to stand strong and be more compassionate. It also speaks to you of protection, strength, strong bonds, social communication, family love, loyalty, sensibility, good luck, happiness, wisdom, and leadership. Go on in, baby. Trying to get my kitty cat sitting there going, I'm ready to go in, but then of course he doesn't go in. So anyway, I can tell you there's going to be some emotions dealing with the July 1st through the 15th, which makes sense. I mean, you're coming into the eclipse season. The first eclipse is on July 2nd, the second eclipse is on the 16th. The first one is going to be a new moon in Cancer with the north node, the sun and the moon. And then the second eclipse is the lunar eclipse, the full moon, and it's in Capricorn. So you're definitely dealing with rules, laws, and boundaries all the way around. But because as I go to do your stuff, I just keep being drawn to it, a moon image, which is telling me it's dealing with some of your unconscious, your subconscious actions, more or less. And that's before I get into the upside down or the right side up. So I'm just going to give you the way I'm getting it. I'm getting I'm being drawn to my notes, which is the guardians of the pole in astrology. After I get the information I get from Spirit. And what Spirit's giving me is, first off, Pisces in general. I'm getting the eye. The all-seeing eye. And a feeling in front of me. Like I'm being viewed. I'm being seen. And I can't get away from it. Maybe you're not even acknowledging it. But it could either be the third eye energy or the all-seeing eye in general. But I feel like something's in front of me, stopping me, and evaluating. Okay, now, then I'm getting arrows to the right, which means it could be a situation to the right. But for me, the right in the way that it's coming in is making the right decisions, doing the right things, making the right call, so to speak. But what I'm getting is it's 2 arrow signs. So this is 2 arrows, harmony and balance. Taking a harmonious, balanced stand in all areas of your life, number 2, for me. And then it's the arrow going to the right 2 times. But it's flashing to me in like hazards. Like warning about going to the right. Making the right decisions. Choosing correctly. And as I come into understanding that that's what it is, then I'm being given... I'm saying it's upside down because it just feels like it's coming from an upside down position. It may just be a warning in general. But what I'm being given is like the ox or the bull. But it's just the horns. It's just the horns, and it's the skull. And then things start turning into skeletons, like skeletons of people. This is why I said into your secrets. Like the skull, the horns, the skull of the animal, and then like the skeletons and stuff. But what I hear is, I don't know how else to say it, but to just say it. If you mess with the bull, you'll get the horns. And then I was drawn to the guardians of the pole. And most of this is why I said it feels upside down, at least for some of you who I'm connecting it with, is if you mess with the bull, you'll get the horns. I feel like some of you are not forthcoming with yourself. You still have too many skeletons in the closet. You're not viewing or getting to the root of the situation, of some of your subconscious. Now, here's the thing. This can be a good thing whether you're upside down or not. But it can be challenging because the energies of the guardians of the pole are the Polaris star and Kokub. Polaris star is 28 degrees Gemini, and it never moves. And not Chiron. Wounded healer, apparently. This is definitely getting into some roots. Kokub is the dragon, which is in Leo at 13 degrees. Now, the thing is, neither one of them are overly loving Neptune, which is your ruler right now. They're... One's... what is it? One's... Either way, they're both in a disharmony with Neptune. So it's definitely getting into, like, that... what the universal 12th house is, what you rule. So it's your subconscious. It's definitely dealing with some of those energies and making them rise, and you can't get away with it. You have to be compassionate because it's part of what the elephant is in an unconditional love. And I feel like this is finding a new level of yourself, because which one is it? The Polaris star also, as far as the tarot goes, it is equal to the universe or the world card. So this is an end of a cycle and brand new beginning, period. It's an end of a cycle, a brand new beginning, which is definitely something positive and moving you forward, unless you're fighting yourself, which is what this really comes down to. And you have to understand that both the Polaris star and Kokub are not getting along with Neptune, and they are extra illuminating. They're called the giants. they're the guardians of the pole for a reason. I feel like they are really pushing on you. It's the guardians aren't gonna let you through unless you're doing some of this deep work, because they're fighting Neptune. They're making sure you're on the right side of your ruling planet. Okay, so that you can ascend and move forward. Either way, you're going to have the universe or the world card, whether I pull it in the cards or not. It also matches the number 22, which is the 2. Actually, I had said 2, but it's 2 and 2 technically. So it's when I had said I was being given 2 arrows to the right, because it's the number 22 is the universe card. It's the end of something and the beginning of something new. It's also the never-ending story, so to speak. So it's the end of a cycle, a beginning of a new cycle. And now, are you going to create a new cycle, or are you going to be starting a whole freaking one all over again? Basically, I feel like that's really what this is coming down to. The Polaris Star and Kokub speak to you directly of the energies of the sun being double illuminated, Saturn's rules, laws, and boundaries being emphasized like at a multiple level, because you already have that going on with the eclipse energy as well. Then you have it's the 3 energies combined. There's also sensitivities of Venus. So it's definitely going to be picking at you to make sure you're getting it right, whether you're upside down or not. Or maybe they're saying to help force you into making sure you're right side up. I'm being told, know thyself. Know thyself and your own earthly spiritual maturity or immaturity, so that you can get right with self. This is finding a deeper level of completion and closer to soulfulness, is what I'm being told. Now, I am also saying, I know for sure that this is mainly from the heart chakra through to the crown chakra, but I am being told everybody's dealing with the throat chakra because Mercury's going retrograde. But definitely, you have some crown chakra that's either becoming unblocked or about to raise you in one form or another. Now, Pisces, let me get in here. Also, I'm being given 8 for everybody, for all signs, which stands of abundance. Abundance, and it stands for me for, like infinity, which would also kind of go with the universe card. But the other thing is 8 for all of us. It means major abundance is coming in July with the eclipses. But it all depends on where you choose to take that abundance as to what you will get, because 8 also stands for a karmic energy. So, are you creating karmic abundance? Is the question, more or less. They're giving you a question, all of us, but they're giving you the question, they're giving you the arrows to the right, and they're giving you what feels like the all-seeing eye. So knowing that you have to know thyself and your own immaturity so that you can face that as you move forward. Okay, with that being said, the July 7th, July 8th, I don't know what it is, 7/7, July 7. That's going to be an incredibly magical day, and I don't feel like you're going to notice it at the time. But something, what I'm getting from Spirit, something about the 7th and something about the 8th also. Something about the decisions we make, the actions we choose on the 7th and the 8th is also going to be resetting the direction. What was that? Personal foundations for you is what they're saying. It's going to be, it's also going to be redirecting what your personal foundations will be. And you may not notice that you've reset that on the 7th and 8th, but the decisions and the actions you make, use them wisely, because Spirit's saying it's going to be that way. And they say listen to the messages that you think that you are receiving from Spirit, from your guides on those days, and it will help you definitely to move forward. Before we get into the astrology, Mars moves into Leo on the 1st. You have the eclipse, which takes place in Cancer. The moon is there also on July 2nd. Venus moves into Cancer on the 3rd. Then you have Mercury, which goes retrograde on the 7th, and I'm reminding everybody up until July 7th, Mercury is in shadow. First off, with it in shadow, we're automatically seeing some of the darker aspects of things. Second off, it's going into Leo, which definitely is giving it a whole new firepower of energy to speak its mind. Then it's going into retrograde. We don't mean to be self-centered when Mercury is in retrograde, but we really can't help it. I mean, plus it's going to be adding a whole new level of drama to it, because it's in Leo, let's face it. And it's going to be crossing Mars, which is going to be getting into your inner passion, warrior, action, aggression, sexual energy, how you feel about yourself, your inner security. And, looking in the mirror and feeling good about who you are and where you are in life. And, yeah, me. And, feeling that or not. You're going to be going through a lot of that, especially for the second part of the month. I mean, up until the second part of the month, from July 7th out. Until the 7th, it is in shadow. But when we're in retrograde, we don't mean to be self-centered. It's just communication isn't talking to anybody but us. So pay attention that you're not, letting word vomit out that you wish you didn't, more or less. For Pisces, most of this energy that's going on, I mean, you do have some energies going on your conscious actions, but you have a whole lot more going on your unconscious actions. It is of your northern hemisphere, mainly, coming from Pisces. It is... Was I holding it wrong? Yeah, no, it's... You have more going on in your unconscious actions, but you do have them. Mainly all things are going on from the... Yeah, it's mainly your... I'm sorry, I'm just trying to double check how I'm holding the thing. So this is more speaking to you on your personal identification of who and what you are. Truly getting to know that. Understanding where it's ego, where your introvert is fighting you. Coming to understand what your true beliefs are versus the one the world have set on you. And understanding where that is, where your truths are. You have free will. It's up to you to choose and make that choice. You're going to be definitely getting into your more private areas, your more personal areas. It is going to be more of your introverted self, your unconscious actions, and how that reacts with your social outer community. You're going to be acknowledging more of that as you come into this. It's going to definitely be a new direction, a new purpose, leading you into a new pathway of decisions. Because, let's face it, you've got the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse, which happens on July 2nd. Now, for you, that is in Cancer, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's your 5th house. It's going directly into speaking to you of your creativity. Is it? Did I just say that right? Yeah, it's your universal 5th house, which is speaking to you of your pursuit of pleasure. It's your children, your creativity. How do you create and enjoy your life? And how is that serving you or not serving you? Or how are you not creating it at all in some cases? How are you work, and not enjoying life? Not. It's asking you, where are you enjoying it? And if so, is it a healthy way? And if not, why aren't you doing it? So you're getting into your children, your creativity, love life. It is also, how you get together with people, your personal interests. It's your sports, your hobbies. It's your creative expression. But it's also dating, it's sex. It's how and what you enjoy in life and how you create that. It's also ruled, that universal fifth house is ruled by Leo, which gives it a whole new firepower and drama, even though for you that's Cancer. So it's more of a nesting. You want to nest in that. You want to create nest and make it a safe, stable, fun, creative expression for yourself. And sometimes that's not necessarily so. You've got the sun and the moon. They're illuminating what you're not getting right about your creativity, your creative expression, your pursuit of pleasure in general. And it is a new moon on the solar eclipse, so it's going to have been illuminating situations to help you realize how to set new goals within that pursuit of pleasure so that you can create it and truthfully have it in your life. But by the time you hit the lunar eclipse, you're probably going to have been shown more of what needed to be shed so that you can actually truly create it, because then it will be in opposition of that fifth house, which literally puts it into your 11th house. So what might be causing problems with creating your pursuit of pleasure, honestly, is the community that you are in. Your large groups, your friends, your wishes, your memberships, your hopes, your goals, your ambitions, your self-realization. All of these may be speaking to you of what's keeping you from creating it into the pleasurable life that you desire. What parts are helping you and serving you and what parts aren't. So, I mean, you are going to be dealing with cord cutting. There is community in here that's getting in the way of the dreams, the ambitions, the goals, finding liberty in general and self-realization of who and what it is you want versus the people who are in your life. So some of it is people showing themselves as definitely winners that need to be there, but some of them are showing you that they're never going to go with what you want. They're always going to fight you, and then you need to decide if you're really keeping them in your life. Now, when I look at every single thing, no matter from the 1st through the 15th, almost all of this becomes an arrow to the right. So, an arrow to the right, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking that's funny, considering the way Spirit put it to me, deals with that creative house, your 5th house and your 6th house. Your 6th house is Leo. Leo has Mars in it, it has Mercury in it, and it also has Jura in it, or Ura, however you want to pronounce it. So this is your passion, your action, your aggression, your sexual energy, your fire, your inner warrior. All of that fire power that's together is in one of the fire fixed signs of Leo, with Jera, because that was Mars, with Jera or Ura, however you pronounce it, is sacrificing commitment. And then it's speaking to Mercury as it's been in shadow and it starts to go retrograde. This is all taking place in your universal 6th house of your daily mundane tasks. Your daily work, your service, your job, your health, your diet, your physical sickness, your ability to work, your hygiene, how you take care of yourself, your volunteer work, what you volunteer in or do you volunteer, career, tasks, employees, everyday mundane tasks. So there's something here in this everyday mundane tasks that is definitely having a conversation with you about what either serves you or don't serve you. What serves the home of who and what you are is what I'm being told right now. And are you truly understanding what the home of who and what you are? Are you understanding what this vessel wants? This vessel needs? Are you truly getting to the depths of soul and self and cleaning it out and deciding to really work for what it is you truly want in life? Or are you still going with a lot of the ideas of what we were raised to believe life's about? And it's going to start off by paying attention to those mundane tasks. How are they serving you? Your everyday routine. What part of your everyday routine is no good? And I don't even mean just in the way of health and diet, because that is part of that routine. But the thing is we create patterns, addictions, habits that start off with something small, and before we know it, time's gone by and it's become routine, and we don't even realize that we do it, and it's unhealthy for us. So if you're shedding in those areas, it will definitely be helping you, because it's telling you where you're overstretched. It's telling you where you're overstretched and where it's keeping you from finding your true happiness, more or less. Ooh, hold on one second. I just dropped my cards. I have an itty bitty table over here, and I accidentally hit them and they all went flying off. I was like, no. Alright, so which one of you are talking for Pisces? The felt the heat. Well, you're not as hot, so you must be the second deck. So tell me, where is Pisces right now? I can get them in my hand. So where is Pisces? What is Pisces energy for July 1st through the 15th? Where is Pisces energy for July 1st through the 15th? Where is Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for July 1st through the 15th. Where's their energy? They're saying right off the bat it's gonna be about, or it is about growth. Is this one too? No, just drew my attention. The first two cards out. Justice. And you have the Queen of Wands. So you're weighing the scales, evaluating, calm, stability. You're trying to make sure that the scales are weighed in your favor. And that's what you should be doing. I mean, this is where you're at, is saying you're at the moment. But the only problem I see with this is, see her hair? I don't even know where I put. When Spirit speaks to me with this black and white deck, which is actually the light and shadow deck, they speak to me in colors. Now, this could be positive or negative. You could be going for or against yourself in honesty, even though it should be going for you. But her hair, for me, is that just it? Just her hair, not the sun. Her hair is creative. Okay, her hair is orange for me, is what they're giving me. So what's coming from the head is the creativity. But what's coming from the sun is sensitivity. So, because I'm getting a whole lot of pink. So, the sensitivity coming down on you is what's creating the creativity. And that can be positive, it can be negative, as long as you're allowing it to take you in a positive way. Like I said, this is about weighing the scales, but don't weigh them so hard that that you create from a negative point of view, is what I'm trying to say. Because I feel like you definitely have rules, laws, and boundaries coming in. You have a lot of illumination. Like I said, I feel like in some cases, if you mess with the bull, you get the horns, is what I was being told from Spirit. In some cases, that's very much a powerful thing for you. But in some cases, depending on who you are and where you're on in your path, that's also the guardians of the pole warning you. I'm not letting you through these gates until you get your shit right. So I'm being honest. This is a time of balancing and a time where justice and good fortune can come forward. But make sure you're creating from a positive way. Then you have the Queen of Wands. She is very strong temperament. She is forceful. She is fierce, speed, but she's also nurturing. I mean, she's the queen of fire. She's the queen of fire. It says fire and water, but I see her more as the queen of fire. She's been burned. She knows what being burned is about. She knows the bullshit. Like I said, you guys also have secrets and your water. So I feel like this is definitely about, you know, intelligence. Speaking to your inner fire. The cheetah is also here. So for me, the cheetah speaks to you also of evolving in a different way. Spiritually, soulfully, with your soul fire. Spiritually changing into a new you. And I said you had the universe right off the bat with the Polaris star. The Princess of Cups. So this is still an adolescent energy, though, that you are going through at this time. She's very at home and comfortable with what is the unknown, which you are Pisces. You are ruled by Neptune, so this is good for you. But I feel like this is, are you going deep enough to truly... Exactly. Are you going deep enough to truly go deep enough and do that healing so that the world card, the universe, can do what it's got to do? Because the next card I'm giving for you at this moment is the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups in this deck is more positive than it is in others. This is the watery star. It speaks to you of the fertilization that it takes to start to make something happen. This is the insight and the direction. This is overwhelming, though, watery forces. Like I said, you have to be digging deep at this time for this fertility to take place. And the moon is showing me itself right now in green, which means there is that spiritual, emotional growth that is there if you're willing to go there. It is blending inner and outer worlds. It is the reflection of the very balance. But for a lot of people, the Four of Cups in the different decks also speak to you of noticing what you have. And I feel like you already know what you have. It's you hear a lot of times it's the Four of Cups that is not quite everything you wanted. But this is about, in this deck, it's about getting what you want. What was I saying now? For the lovers, this could be talking about a relationship. It very much could be talking about a relationship. You could be coming into a whole new, brand new spiritual relationship, soulful relationship, and everything at this time. You are dealing a lot with the 5th house. So this could be a brand new person coming into your life, even a Gemini. But this also, in this deck, speaks to you of renewal, nourishment, the natural fertility of the world around you. It is a new hope. It is also light and dark. The two become one. So it could also be dealing with you becoming more soulfully connected with who and what you are, truthfully, the depth of you. Or within a relationship, you might be acknowledging that within the relationship and the depth of the relationship is about to deepen. So either way, it could be very much a very positive thing. And I don't mean to make it sound like it's so negative, and I really don't. I feel like you're going to go through a lot soulfully to get it, to get what you want. Go in there. I feel like you're going through a lot emotionally, soulfully, spiritually. Maybe that's why it's behind you. For me, abandonment and disaster. It's over. It is the 10 of Swords. Put the shit away and let it go. What was it I heard the other day? I thought it was great. I mean, all of my overwhelming energy, all of my stuff that caused me negativity, I'm going to start writing it down and making it into an airplane and sending it off into flying don't give a fucks. I feel like the 10 Like that card right then was saying, you know, all of the abandonment, all of the disaster, all of, you know, the screwing you over, all of the hurt stabbing you in the back, it's over. You just have to choose to make sure it is over and not allow it to start again. Is really what I feel like is coming. All right, is the option. What is the challenge here for Pisces for July 1st through the 15th? What is the challenge for Pisces for the 1st through the 15th? What's universe shows up? What is the challenge for Pisces? Universe shows up. The Three of Wands, which is virtue, which is talking about integrity. I haven't even gotten answers out of them yet. This is the challenge. Like I said, I feel like you're going to have to do work for it. Universe. And I just want you to know that you can. You can do anything you want. You have to believe. It's not even about being able to. It's about believing in yourself. Believing you can. It's this last card. The Emperor. Aries. This kid, Aries is the Emperor. This is the, like I said, it's a challenge. Is someone trying to overpower you? If it's coming in your challenge, is someone trying to overpower you? Or are you not being the emperor of your own life? One of the two. Either somebody's trying to overpower you and you're letting them dominate you, or I'm sorry, I'm laughing at what's coming out, just because it's basically what I've been saying. This is, and what was I just saying? You have the power to be anything you want to be if you believe. The Emperor is coming in as the challenge. Either somebody's standing in your way and they're trying to rule you and dominate you, or you're not standing up and being the emperor of your life, because the challenge that's coming with it is the Star card. What are you hooking? What the hell are you hooking? I say when it comes to the Star card, I always put it as it's the righteous light. It's the soul's desire. But when you go fishing and you throw that fish, that line out there, what are you hoping to hook? What are you hoping to hook and bring back? You don't want the smallest fish in the sea. You don't want, I mean, come on, you don't want the smallest fish in the sea. You want everything. Let's admit it. We all want to have the best life in the world. So, be the emperor of your own life. Hook your heart's desire. Go after what your heart's desire is. Come to understand what your heart's desire is, because the universe shows up. And you can make the end of a situation come to an end and get all that you want. But will you? This is the challenge. Will you choose the universe? Will you choose the ending cycle? What was I just saying? Integrity. This is the Three of Wands. Think with integrity and with clarity. Get deep and true with yourself. Think about what you're doing before you act. Is there anything else here that Pisces needs to know? I'm also being given the Prince of Swords, which is you may be intellectually scattered. You're trying to think too hard. Don't overthink. This is shifted now. If you're overthinking too hard and you're too dreamy without any realistic ideas, because it's the Princess of Cups and the Prince of Swords. If you're too dreamy and living in another world and you can't come down to reality and ground yourself, plus you can't ground yourself because you're too intellectually thinking and you're scattered brained, you are never going to create this. This is what they're saying. This is all about the Ace of Wands for you. This is still your challenge. This is what they're warning you of. This is all about the Ace of Wands. This is a fire energy, a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. It is the breakthrough. It is the inspiration. It is the motivated energy. It's where you find the inspired, the potential, and the opportunity to actually move forward. Will you create it? Will you take it? It's all up to you. And let's leave Pisces with something positive, uplifting that they can work on from July 1st through the 15th. Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Pisces. Something that they can work on. Was this it? No. 1st through the 15th. You didn't have to just knock me back like that. They just more or less hit me in my head and was like, no, we'll tell you when it's it. Self-love. What have I been saying the whole time? Self-love is not egotistical. It shows you and others that you are worthwhile. And you deserve love in all of its many wonderful forms. Like I said, you have a brand new cycle to start. You have everything that's there to come your way. Well, you make the right decisions. I feel really like it's getting to the true depths of your skeletons. Looking yourself in the eye. Is there anything else here? Resilience. Someone is protecting you from the truth because they are worried about your response. It is not their decision to make that. You are tougher than they think. Anything else? Pisces. One last time. Nope. I dropped them all. And I am not reading all of them. Were you trying to talk? Is that why? Yeah. Both my little decks are like, me. me. And I'm being told you need to be courageous. Right now I'm being told you need to be courageous, and that's what I was trying to flip over. Avoid hateful thoughts, as they are just as hurtful as physically striking someone. You all could create probably better than anybody else. You're ruled by Neptune. But that also makes it just as easy to create negatively. Work daily towards improving your own mental health. You can't really see it because it's too yellow. Like I said, you're ruled by Neptune, guys. You can create better than anybody once you learn how to make sure you're creating in the positive. So all you gotta do is start having courage and go after that integrity, and you'll start getting what you want. I love you. See you for the second part of July, and please, if you enjoy, subscribe. Hit the bell. Thank you.